This is Richard Fowler. I'm John Kilpatrick with Oklahoma Aikido, Louisville, Kentucky, USA. And we're looking now at leading attacks coming from behind. And a good place to start that is with the 31 count kata. So in that kata, you start off, then you have 1, 2, this is the way I do it, it's not what Saito does, 3, and then 4, 5, and then 6, and now you're ready to turn around and deal with somebody behind you. And Saito does pretty much what I just did, he just turns around. So we're starting here, we bring the Jo between us and the attacker, and that gets him looking at the Jo and me. The Jo's moving before I move. Then I pivot out of the way and get the Jo on the other. The Jo is now still where it was originally, but I've gotten out of the way. Then I strike. Then I bring the Jo up. This would be count 4. And the Jo is between me and the attacker. I come around, pivot out of the way, and strike. Then I bring the Jo up between me and the attacker, pivot out of the way, and strike. So this pattern is a pattern that you have to use to make leading work. And so I'm going to do this with my facing you, and it doesn't look like much this way, but I want you to see it. So I'm here, now somebody attacks from behind. I bring the Jo up to a vertical position. This gets the Jo moving before I start moving. Now I'm going to pivot around the Jo so that I'm on the other side, and then I can strike and I can strike. Now, if I do that with my back to you, then you can see what's happening. So I have my back to you. You can see the Jo here to my side. I bring it vertical. Now I'm pivoting behind it. Well, now the Jo is lined up with my body, and you substitute the Jo for me as a target, and I step on out of the way. The Jo stayed in the same place. And then from here, we strike and we strike. So if I do that with my partner then, I'm at this point in the kata. This is strike, count 6. And so then I sense an attack. I bring this up. I move around, and this would be 7. And then I come here, 8. So when he parries the first one, he brings his Jo up to parry. Then I can come around and hit this arm and disarm him, as it were. So then, when I'm on this other side, I'm holding the Jo same way that we had in strike 6. I bring the Jo up vertical. I pivot around it. I strike. And then I come around and strike that arm and disarm him. And that's strike 7 and 8 in the 31 count kata. So this, again, the essential elements of this are that the Jo starts moving before I do. It comes up vertical. Then I get the Jo doesn't move. I pivot around the Jo, so the Jo is between me and the attacker. Then I pivot on out of the way and pull him. The Jo moves back, pulling him in. And from this position, then I can deliver my strikes. So those are the elements of this lead from behind.